Rani. I would now like to invite Dr. Amit Shah, Deputy Director at USAID. Amit is a health professional with extensive experience in the development sector, having worked closely with a wide range of stakeholders across India.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think the Dasara team got the agenda horribly wrong. Because after that inspiring girl champions pitches and the video, you don't want a keynote and a boring address. But anyway, let me start off with a confession. So actually, I'm the plan B. So those in the audience who might be wondering what plan B is, especially those in the sexual reproductive health, they must be wondering plan B is that popular emergency contraceptive pill marketed in the US. But it's not in that sense. The plan B is that I'm the deputy who's here. The director was supposed to be here. And I realized that plan B can be very dangerous. This plan B professional commitment can run a personal risk as well. My family was dead against me coming over here in Mumbai to participate in this event. So when I told my better half that I have to go down to Mumbai, there was dead resistance. No, you can't go. So I had to actually beg and plead, no, I have to go over there and I have to make a pitch on why it's important for collaborative action for adolescents. The resistance times, she said, okay, but who takes care of the two adolescents at home? So I was breaking my commitment because I had promised for the next 1 month till the time my daughter finishes off her 10th board exams, I won't travel, but to break that commitment. The only thing that won the argument for me was, I told her, if we don't collaborate at home for our adolescents, how can I go and practice? How can I go and preach what I don't practice? So maybe that made the case for me. So here I am, the plan B in front of you. So if it start off with adolescents and that whole topic, so if you look at the big picture, 1/4 of India is adolescents, right? 25 crores. Now that's a big number. And this is the nation's future. Now, if this nation's future has to be built, we have to ensure in every possible way that this big cohort is properly educated, gets all the life skills, gets those livelihood opportunities, is made gender sensitive, and also has access to health. Now, it's not as easy as it seems. There has been a lot of progress over the last 10 years in terms of various indicators, and I will restrict myself only for the health sector per se. If you look between the 2 rounds of the demographic health survey, there has been a lot of improvement. But especially for adolescents, the challenges remain, they persist. Whether if you look at menstrual hygiene, if you look at age at marriage, and even if you look at the number of adolescents who are still in the give birth, adolescent pregnancies, 2 million adolescents still give birth every year on year. So the challenges are daunting, and in that context, collaborative action is imperative. There is no question that if you look at the multi-sectoral challenges, then the only way forward is collaborative action. The very fact that Dr. Zoya, who heads the entire adolescent health program at the ministry, was there throughout the day. She had to just now rush because she had a flight to catch. I thought she was rushing because my keynote is going to be boring, but she said no. She assured me that was not the case. So the entire ministry is on board. All the funding agencies are on board, and this audience itself is reflective of that. We have funding agencies, we have the government representatives, we have on-ground NGO partners, we have academia. And then we have the actual communities, the adolescents also, for whom it should be all directed towards. So collaborative action in that context is the only way forward. Now, if you really deconstruct collaboratives, there is a great report which Brisbane has come out with recently, and I would encourage all of those who haven't read it, please go through it. So if you really deconstruct collaboratives, and it's a big definition, we use collaboratives very loosely. And it's very well documented that the field of collaborative action in India is very nascent. And there are very handful of collaboratives in India at present. And in that documentation, what comes across very strongly is the successful experience of the 10 to 19 Dasara Adolescent Collaborative. This itself is a shining example how you can get everyone together towards a shared vision, build a shared vision towards some common outcomes that we can all achieve. The USAID partnership with the Dasara Adolescent Collaborative, the 10 to 19 Collaborative, has been a very successful one. Me, my colleagues, Sharmila, Cindy, Meeta, all of us over here feel extremely proud that the partnership has been 7 years strong and it's going on to the 8th year. So the transition from the Dasara Girls Alliance to the Dasara Adolescent 10 to 19 collaborative has a big one. Though on the personal front, at the time of Dasra Girls Alliance, I had a big hairline. By the time we have reached the 10 to 19, I think I have lost a lot of hair. So this partnership is special to USAID, will always remain to USAID. And what this partnership just within the last 2.5 years has been able to achieve, it has leveraged more than 45 million USD for adolescent programming. It has been able to reach out to more than 250,000 adolescents spread across 3 states of Jharkhand, Assam and Chhattisgarh with programming. And it has been also able to engage 180 grassroots organizations. So I think the sector building work that is being done by the collaborative in generating evidence to influence program and policies is really path-breaking. With that and without any further ado, I would just like to encourage or maybe appeal to the audience, not to give an applause to me, but to give an applause to Deval, Neera, Shailaja, Sharanya, Urmi and the entire Dasra team for the inspiring work that they are doing on the adolescent collaborative and for getting us all over here today. So thank you and thank you very much. I would just like to add with one note. I was asking Deval every year, the big thing on the DPW is the venue. They started off with Bombay Stock Exchange, then Royal Opera, this time it was Godrej one. I told him maybe next time it should be so big that we are able to fill up the Wankhede Stadium to cheer for adolescents.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shah.